The Chosen One's Journey by DragonWolf12. Alright, great job, Dratini, Ash was saying. Keep it up, Beldum! Dratini leapt out of the way of Beldum's takedown and spun around in midair to fire a flamethrower attack. Beldum's body took on a metallic shine as it used iron defense to lower the damage. As the flame stopped, Beldum's eye flashed, and a blue shield of energy formed at the head of Beldum's crest. It charged at Dratini with a Zen headbutt and crashed into the dragon Pokemon. Dratini absorbed the blow, then whipped its serpentine body around and slammed a silver iron tail into Beldum, blasting it away. The two Pokemon came to a halt, staring each other down as they breathed heavily. Ash was about to step in and stop the spar when the unexpected happened. Both Pokemon's bodies started glowing with bright blue and white energy as they started to evolve. Dratini's body tripled in length. His two ears grew larger to resemble small wings, and the little knob on his forehead lengthened into a horn. A large orb grew on the base of his neck, and two more orbs appeared at the end of his tail. Beldum's body grew larger and more round. Two large arms, each the size of their own Beldum, grew out of its sides. Several spikes grew out of the back of its head, and a spiky nose protruded from between its now two eyes. The light burst away to reveal two newly evolved Pokemon in the place of Dratini and Beldum. "Whoa, that was a trip," Metang said, rubbing its head with a newly formed hand. Dragonair shook his body, and his body started floating. "This is different," he commented. "That's great, guys!" Ash said with enthusiasm. "I'm so proud of you!" He pulled out his Pokédex to scan the newly evolved Pokemon. Dragonair, the dragon Pokemon, and the evolved form of Dratini, a legendary Pokemon that can make rain or snowfall at its will. It can even fly without wings. Upon evolution, Dragonair learned the moves Aqua Tail, Dragon Rush, and Thunderbolt. He also unlocked the move Extreme Speed. Metang, the Iron Claw Pokemon, and the evolved form of Beldum. Its highly developed intellect and strong magnetic force allow it to create powerful psychic energy. Upon evolution, Metang learned the moves Magnet Rise, Metal Claw, and Confusion. Note, the unusual coloration of this Pokemon suggests it is a shiny Pokemon. Ash looked at the Pokemon with a slight frown. Their changes were a bit more significant than any of the others, and it would take some time to get used to their new forms. "Hey, Brock, Misty, can you guys do a tag battle against us?" Ash asked. "They're going to need some work to get used to their new powers and abilities." "Sure," Misty agreed, fishing a lure ball from her bag. "This will give Seadra some battle experience after her evolution." Misty's dragon Pokemon had just evolved not long ago, and both were itching for a good battle. "No problem," Brock said, grabbing a Pokeball from his belt. The three trainers stood on two sides of the field. Metang and Dragonair hovered in front of Ash, while Brock and Misty threw their Pokeballs. "Go, Onix!" Brock shouted, releasing his Rock Snake Pokemon. Onix appeared with a bellowing roar, but no one flinched, having heard it multiple times. "Misty calls out, Seadra!" Misty threw her lure ball, and the dragon Pokemon burst out. It hovered next to Onix, glaring at Dragonair. "Onix, Dragon Breath on Metang!" Brock shouted, starting off the battle. "Seadra, use Ice Beam on Dragonair!" Misty ordered. Onix reared back and fired a pale green wave of dragon fire at Metang. Next to him, Seadra fired a beam of freezing energy at Dragonair. "Dragonair, dodge! Metang, Iron Defense!" Ash snapped. Dragonair flew up, dodging the ice beam. Metang's body took on a metallic shine as his defenses went up. The Dragon Breath washed over the Iron Claw Pokemon's body, doing little damage. "Dragonair, use Twister!" Ash ordered. "Metang, power it up with Confusion!" The orb on Dragonair's neck glowed slightly as a powerful tornado formed in front of him. As it powered down the field towards Seadra and Onix, a glowing blue outline formed around it, speeding it up and increasing the attack's power. "Onix, Sandstorm!" Brock shouted. "Seadra, Icy Wind!" Misty ordered. The two Pokemon launched their attacks at the incoming Twister. The rock and ice attacks joined together in a massive wave of ice and sand and crashed into the Twister attack. They stalemated at the center of the field, both vying for dominance for a few moments. Eventually, all of the attacks ran out of energy and sputtered out to nothing. "Onix, quick, use Iron Tail on Dragonair!" Brock ordered. "Seadra, Smoke Scream!" Misty ordered. As the dragon Pokemon spewed out a cloud of smoke from its mouth, Onix rushed down the field towards the other dragon Pokemon. "Metang, meet that Iron Claw with Metal Claw," Ash calmly said. "Dragonair, use Dragon Breath to get rid of that annoying smoke." Using his own psychic senses and Ash's aura, Metang dove into the smoke as the claws of his arms took on a metallic glow. A loud clanging sound was heard from within the smoke. Dragonair took a deep breath and fired a powerful burst of dragon fire from his mouth, quickly blowing away the smoke. As the black cloud faded, Onix was revealed with his tail firmly lodged in Metang's claws. "Onix, screech!" Brock shouted. The rock snake Pokemon unleashed a powerful wave of sound from its maw at Metang. Ash knew that Metang's clear body ability would protect it, so he turned his attention to his dragon type. "Dragonair, use extreme speed!" he said. The dragon Pokemon vanished in a blur of motion as he flew across the field and slammed into Seadra. "Metang, return Brock's Pokemon to him," Ash calmly ordered. The Iron Claw Pokemon hefted Onix, and using confusion to boost its strength, launched the Rock Snake Pokemon back across the field. "Time to finish this," Ash said. "Dragonair, use Dragon Rush. Metang, Zen Headbutt." Dragonair rushed down the field as a light blue dragon-shaped energy enveloped his body. At the same time, a blue dome of energy formed in front of Metang's forehead as the Iron Claw Pokemon flew towards Onix. "Stop!" Ash shouted at the last moment. "This battle's over." His two Pokemon veered off, powering down their attacks, and returned to Ash's side. "Great battle, you two," Ash said, petting his two Pokemon. He looked over at Brock and Misty, petting their own Pokemon. "How are they doing?" he asked them. "Seadra will be fine. Thanks, Ash," Misty replied. "Same with Onix," Brock said. "Great. Thanks for the battle," Ash said with gratitude. He turned back to Dragonair and Metang. "How are you two feeling?" "Fine," Dragonair said. "Nothing like a good battle to get things working again." "Ditto," Metang reported. "Good." Ash turned back to Brock. "Hey, Brock, is there a Pokemon Center nearby? We should get these four checked up." He pulled out a map. "Yeah, it's about 2 miles ahead of us," he said. "Great, let's get going. Return!" Dragonair and Metang were sucked back into their Pokeballs. "So, this is the Safari Zone?" said Ash, as they approached an enormous wooden gate. "Yep," Brock confirmed, looking at his guide. "It says that we need to go through this gatehouse to get special Safari Balls to use in the park. All other Pokeballs are forbidden, as well as battling with the Pokemon to capture them." "Are all Safari Zones like that?" Misty asked. "Yeah, it's an International League rule," said Brock. "Well, let's get going," Ash said, heading to the large gatehouse embedded in the fence. "Hello, and welcome to the Safari Zone," a bored voice greeted them. Sitting behind the desk was a woman reading a magazine. Her name tag identified her as Jenny. "For 500 Poke-Yen, you may enter the Safari Zone and use the provided 30 Safari Balls to capture as many Pokemon as you can within a single day. Also, new additions to the Safari Zone include several rare Pokemon imported from Johto and the Hoenn regions." Ash smirked as he walked up. "Wow, you sound really bored. No excitement in this job?" She let out a slightly frustrated sigh. "No, my boss, Mr. Kaiser, usually livens things up, constantly threatening people with his revolver to follow the rules. By the way, if you don't want him hunting you down, I'd avoid capturing a Dragonair with an X-shaped scar on its horn. Unfortunately, he's out for the week on jury duty, and I'm stuck here doing the paperwork." "Well, I feel sorry for you," Ash commiserated. Paperwork was the worst form of torture. "Anyway," Misty interjected, "the three of us would like to enter." "All right, that's gonna be 1,500, Jenny said, ringing up the total on her register. "I'll get this, guys," Ash said, handing over his Pokédex. She scanned it and deducted the amount from Ash's trainer account. "All right, here are your Safari Balls and fishing rods." She placed 3 boxes on the counter. "Have fun." "Thanks," Ash grinned as he grabbed the box and headed for the back door.